I'm with Arman Atoyan in your office for this week's episode of Hidden People. Thank you, Arman, for taking the time to meet with us. You are the founder, director of X-Tech, and we're in your office. It's all green and black, and seems I've worn the right color.
Yeah, you are completely fitting with our colors.
Okay, so could you very briefly tell us about what your company does and how long you've been in operation?
We have started in 2008. Our first services was the web design and web development. But after we start to do another type of services, like we started game development, we started web security, and also we are started our own products.
Such as
Citybugs, for example, the social platform, and we have right now we are developing our own games.
Okay. Before we get into Citybugs, which is an interesting initiative that you developed, that your company developed, and now it seems from our conversation earlier last week that might be now spreading to other cities in Armenia. But before we talk about that, I want to talk to you about the high-tech industry today in Armenia. How many people do you employ, for example? Does X-Tech employ?
X-Tech is employing about 10 people.
10 people?
Yeah, 10 people who are from different fields, like designers, developers, game designers, and web security specialists.
And you have a roster of clients, you know, Amex, Eneco Bank, IPE School, a number of banks actually, Digitech Expo. We hear often times from the government that high tech is the one sector of Armenia's economy that they really want to expand, improve. Oftentimes we've heard, the Prime Minister saying that Armenia should become the IT sort of center of the Caucasus and all of that. And yet, in talking with other high-tech organizations or the larger international organizations that have come to Armenia, like Microsoft or Synopsys, and they often say that they have difficulty finding the right sort of experts or people with the right training for that. How does that happen?
It's a really big issue here because, for example, we are hiring some developers, and the guys who have finished the university, doesn't meet the criteria, because in the universities they are studying something, but it's not really the knowledge that they need to pass to the companies.
Is it because there hasn't been improvement in the education to meet up with the fast-moving technology?
Yeah, that's it. They need to get modern knowledge and modern technologies to get the education, to get the right knowledge to passing the criteria that the IT companies are making some ranks. But they are getting the old knowledge, which is coming from the Soviet Union, and it's a big problem. The guys who have finished the universities, at the moment, they are not meeting the criteria. So companies like we are doing it every time. We are bringing here some guys, we are teaching them.
You're training them basically.
We are doing some internship like here. And after a couple of months, we are starting to give them the small projects, and they are growing up here.
You're in your late 20s, so you graduated a number of years ago, and I'm sure 10 years ago it was even probably not as advanced, even if it has advanced at all, the education, the university system. So most of it was self-taught, or did you study abroad somewhere?
Yeah, no, I just get the courses from the Lycus Europe. At that time, the Lycus Europe organized the course in our university, and I passed their courses. If it will not happen, I do not know. I will be in IT sector right now or not, because at that time I was learning for myself, but it was not enough.
Do you see Armenia becoming sort of like I don't even know if I can make the correlation, like a Silicon Valley of the United States, or could it be a center for information technologies in the region?
Right for now, it's just a good dream. Right now we can dream about it that someday it will become, because the tempo of the growing, it's not too big to achieve that results.
So in your opinion, or from what you've said and from what we hear and what we read, there has to be a more aggressive policy that's implemented by the Ministry of Education, perhaps with the Ministry of Commerce or Finance, to understand what the market demands are today, so that we're not, accepting 500 students to become lawyers when we really need only 50 lawyers, and yet we're only accepting 50 kids to study in your field when we need 500 of them. So there has to be that kind of a balance.
Yeah, I agree. It's some type of issue of the government that they need to think about it more, how to bring into the IT field more younger and clever guys, because right now we have a lot of students in economics and in any other fields that we do not have much of workplaces.
And isn't it amazing? We've been talking also a lot about the migration of Armenians from Armenia, because there aren't jobs, because they don't see any future in the country, and yet there are opportunities. We just sometimes don't think about how to resolve those problems in order to take advantage of those opportunities.
I think the IT field is the unique with that of perspective, because for the IT field, the people who is working in that field, they can achieve the big results, even if they are living in a country with the closed borders or in a country where it's not much developed. But for having the good results, we need to bring some innovation to Armenia. Like Armenians who are working abroad, they need to bring that culture to here. For example, we have talked about the TUMO. TUMO is an excellent example of bringing innovation to Armenia. That kids who are right now studying in the TUMO, they are very bright, and I believe that after some years, they will be some startups. They will be some good IT people who can do IT business here. Sure. So we need to bring that culture from abroad.
Yeah, it's also taking advantage of the huge network and potential that we have as an Armenian nation, when 3/4 of our population live outside of Armenia. I'm sure there are many Armenians around the world who are in the IT sector, who could become bridges of knowledge and expertise and innovation, and partner up with organizations like yourself.
Yeah, that will be very great. For example, right now we have the Minister of Diaspora who is implementing some programs like Came to Home.
Aridun,
if we can add something like Came to Home and bring some IT knowledge here,
sure,
it will be great.
Armanjan, I'd really like for you to talk to us about this very innovative and interesting concept that you came up with, that your company came up with, called CityBugs. And the site is citybugs.am. Can you please tell us what that was about?
This is a unique social platform which we created for our citizens. At the first, we have created and opened it for Yerevan. So it's a platform where every citizen can report about some issues or can make some suggestions regarding to his community, about some problems that he can meet in his, in school or in their garden or.
It has to do with just city administration, right? Like if there's a pothole or if the light isn't working in their courtyard.
But the idea was that sometimes the citizens want to cooperate with them. We are understanding it in that way. They are just helping the administration to show where is the problems, that they can easily manage it, because
the city administration.
Yeah. So right now we have integrated it just with the Yerevan municipality, but in our future plans we are thinking about integration of another spheres also.
So basically, I live on a street in Yerevan, and there's a problem on my street. I go onto citybugs.am and I report the problem. I give the location, and then CityBugs then.
The process is working in this way. When you meet some problem, you just making some photo of it.
Okay.
And then you bring it to your computer. You are creating that issue, which is named the bug. It's an IT term.
Okay. Well, I don't know, so there you go.
That's why we put it bug. They are putting the pin. They are putting it in the map where the problem is. They are typing there some short description to describe where is the problem. They are choosing the category, and they are submitting the bug. After it comes to our administrators who just looking to the sense of the content because maybe there can be some warmable content.
Sure. They're filtering it to make sure,
They are
right?
filtering to make sure that it's a normal content, and after then, by just one click, they are sending in right HTML format, like a predefined format. It's going to the municipality. After then, the status of the bug is starting to change. It's going to the bug is forwarded to the municipality. After then, when they are working or they are starting to solving that issues, they are able to change the status of, for example, it's in process. After then, they are sending the notification that the issue is solved.
Okay, question. City Hall could have told you, you know, I'm glad you developed this social platform to get people, but I don't have to deal with any of this. Could they not have said that?
The people who are writing that bugs, they are previously they are doing it in Facebook or whatever else,
Right.
or they are maybe sending some envelope to the municipality, or they are writing direct email. But this is the good way to show all the stuff in one map. So the people are loving that stuff, that they can, for example, meet some problem which is related to their workplace, or so they can share it onto the Facebook, onto the Twitter. So it's getting a lot of buzz, and we are understanding
The bugs are getting a lot of buzz. Good one.
and the solution of the bugs, it's always good for the city administrations, because they are showing, for example, if let's suppose there is 200 likes for the some bug, it means 200 people are shared it into the Facebook. They are
So the
talking
city will be motivated to resolve the problem so that the bug doesn't get into everybody's
Yeah.
sort of
And also,
computer, yeah.
if it's already get shared, if it's already get some likes, when they are solving the issue, they are showing that they are working.
Right. And so how long has the site been up?
We opened it in October of 2012.
Okay, and how many people have actually filed or listed bugs?
There is about 300 bugs, and about 50 is already solved.
So 50 from the 300 have been solved by the city.
Yeah.
And the reaction by those who have actually, taken part, interacted with it.
Yeah,
how has it been?
they are very glad, because when you are doing such kind of thing the first time, I think you are not believing that it will happen.
Yeah, because we've all become a little cynical,
You
sure.
are understanding that you are writing something in some site, and you, I think, never believe that it can be solved.
Right.
But the situation is changed now, and I think the people are start believe to the IT technologies, because they are seeing that.
powerful.
Because they are seeing something which is happening, for example, from Facebook, that then is directly changed to the real life. So we have seen a lot of good cases. Then when some bugs are solved and the people was feeling very happy, they are sharing on Facebook, or they are tweeting that it's unbelievable.
I know, because we don't believe that anybody's going to solve it.
Yeah, but it's solved in very short time.
Okay, and you were telling us that now different cities in Armenia want to adopt this platform?
We are working with the Eurasia Foundation.
Eurasia
Foundation, and they have found it the spreading, let's say, the platform to the other cities.
Which cities? Do you know?
It's
Obviously you know, sorry.
it's Gyumri, Vanadzor, and Armavir.
Okay.
And starting from today, we open it all the cities.
Oh, you did today?
Yeah.
So we came on a good day.
Yeah. So when you are right now, when you are typing the Citybugs AM, it's redirecting you to the Yerevan.citybugs AM, because
Okay.
it's the main site for this moment. After then, from the Yerevan's website, you can redirect to another cities. So there is put it already open link, so you can change your location to move to another city.
Okay, very good. You've also developed apps and games as well. So these are the areas that you want to expand in?
Yeah, since 2011, when our team was the winner of the Microsoft contest, it's called the Imaging Cup. We were in New York, we were taking part on their contest, and we have, let's say, changed in our minds some big stuff. We understand that, for example, service providing will not give us the millions.
Okay.
For getting the millions, we need to create our own products, and we started. I bring with me the newest technology, which is named the Kinect. It's a Microsoft hardware. and we started development on that for that gadget. And right now we have a couple of games which is already ready to be published. So we started to do gaming. And recently we also started the mobile game development. And right now we are doing like service providing, but also we are creating our own stuff.
It's very impressive. You know, you said two things that stuck. The first one is in order to make millions, right? And the other one was about borders. I think you're right that sometimes the physical borders prevent us from opening up our minds to the possibilities of a borderless world through our innovation. And the fact that you want to make, I really hope you make millions. You develop those games and those apps. I don't understand, but you know, I'm sure people who are watching understand much better than me. I hope you guys, next time we meet, you have not 10 people working for you, but you know, 100 people working for you. I wish you a lot of luck and success, and thank you very much for spending. I know you're very busy, and we asked your staff to move out so we can have this interview, and I'm sure they have lots of work to do. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for coming, and our doors is every time is open for you, so you can just visit us to see how is the progress in what we are working, and we hope also for the CityBugs we can cooperate with you and we can make it forward.
Sure, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Arman Atoyan.
Bye.